Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome back to another video series of Success by Design, your comprehensive planning guide for all types of enterprises. Before I jump into today's topic, which is going to be operational plans, I just want to remind you that you can find the book and the companion workbook on successbydesign.biz. You can access free worksheets and additional videos for other areas of building out your business plan. So make sure you jump on successbydesign.biz to find those additional resources. So let's go ahead and jump in today to Chapter 5, Operational Plans. And so I have a quote listed in here, which I absolutely love. It's one of Henry Ford's quotes, which I found on Brainy Quote, and I got that around September 20th, 2023. You can find the link. It's actually located in the footnote of the book if you're interested in knowing exactly where this came from. But it says, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. Well, when it comes to operational plans, it's important to understand how everything flows. And when it comes to your business and organization, sometimes an entrepreneur or a business owner might go in with a craft or a trade or a skill that they are very familiar with, but they may not know all of the other areas of business and how they function and how they flow and work together. So when you're building out your operational plans, that's essentially what you're doing, is you're identifying different areas of your business that cross each other's paths and identifying systems and processes that are going to help those areas communicate to one another, as well as seamlessly flow in a way that provides you with the reports and the data you need to make decisions on a regular basis. Okay, so I'm going to read a couple things out of the chapter that I thought were really important, and I have a diagram I will show you right here if you can see it. It's basically what I call this, it's a sample operational workflow diagram. It doesn't matter if you're in a for-profit or a nonprofit organization. Every system and flow is very similar to this. You have marketing, which goes into you're attracting clients, you're getting them familiar with who you are. We talked about this in the last couple of sessions when we did a market analysis, and we also did the marketing campaigns. You need to let people know that you're in business, that you exist, whether it's nonprofit or for-profit alike. You need to let people know that you're there. And in that same sense, once you do, there's what we call the sales cycle. So you go from marketing to sales. This is really not necessarily taking a payment, but it's the process of converting a lead or qualified lead into a either paying customer or consumer of your products and services, or it's converting them into a patron of the products and services that you offer, or donor, whatever it is, for-profit, nonprofit. You're moving them into not being engaged with your organization to becoming engaged. Once they've decided, I want to do business with you, I want to work with you, you move them into your operational flow. Your operational flow is going to be focused on the delivery from beginning to end of the services and products that you have promised that you will provide to them. In that case, that information which we talked about in your campaigns, you're collecting user experiences, you're collecting testimonials, you're collecting anything that is going to help increase. It's going to go back into marketing, product service development, making things better. It goes back into maybe research and development, but also your marketing campaigns again, so you can keep this consistent cycle going. All of that is going to be supported by your technology, your administrative people or processes, your standard operating procedures. It also is supported by accounting and bookkeeping, so record tracking and data management, as well as reporting. When you have these systems, each of these silos set up, or maybe they connect or they're one big conglomerate, what you're going to do is set up the right technology to support it, set up the right administration, so HR, or the systems and processes that grab that information and collect the data you need to give you the reports that you need to make great business decisions, which goes down to your management. At this point, this is where you get to review and analyze those reports. As long as they're accurate, it's very important. You are setting up systems to collect information that is real time and accurate data for decision making. Review and analyze reports, make management decisions, and then you can communicate that information back to your HR support team and to the different departments to strengthen the workflow process. Okay, so that's something that we're going to be looking at. That operational flow diagram is very consistent across the board for majority of companies. You may have additional things that you do within that cycle, but it's very similar. Now, for the purpose of building out your own operational plans, we try to simplify it and create a very standard chart, organizational chart, and departments. We departmentalize things. So this chapter focuses on educating you in the different areas of an operational plan specific to a department. What we're going to be covering is naming the department. So if you take a look at this cycle here, we might have a marketing department, we might have a sales department, we have your operational department, you may have accounting department. So whatever some of your supporting departments are, administration, you might have management. It doesn't matter. You might, if you're a nonprofit, you might have a council, you might have committees. So you might break it up in that capacity as well. And you're going to give each department or committee a function or a description. You're going to give them a purpose for existence. What do they do from a high level? It's almost like you're creating a job description. Now, remember that this isn't a job description for one individual. This is a team of individuals working together collectively. So you might even have a marketing department, but you have accounting team members that are on the same department. You have their cross-trained or there's different objectives or deliverables that need to be hit specific to that. So you're bringing teams of people within the organization together to make sure that your overall goals or your strategic decisions are being met through that team working collaboration. So when you are looking at, so we give an example in the workbook and in the book, and what we're using are these different departments. We have 5 different departments, and we list the marketing department, the sales department, operations, support, and management. So just like that diagram, you're going to see the same thing. And so what I would recommend is that you start there. It might look different for your organization, but I say do it in this order because that way you're not too expansive. You can expand as you see the need and the fit, but in the beginning stages, let's just simplify it as much as possible. Okay. So the marketing is responsible for brand awareness, lead generation, and tracking and reporting progress to management. Your sales department is responsible for lead qualifications, lead conversions, driving revenue, and reporting that progress to management. Your operations is responsible for providing quality goods and services to customers that meet their wants and needs. Also, excellent customer service, tracking, monitoring, and reporting customer satisfaction to management. Your support is responsible for providing technical, administrative, and accounting support to all areas of the business. And your management is responsible for reviewing and analyzing reports, making business decisions, and communicating all of those adjustments, changes, and successes to each department and to shareholders. So once you've actually listed and defined your departments, you're going to build an operational plan for each department. So if you jump on successbydesign.biz, you will see that we have the template for you, and you'll have department names. So you just put in the department name. In this case, it would be marketing. And then you would put function. What's the description? We list that in the book, and I just covered what a description for the purpose and existence of a marketing department would be. Then we go into annual objectives. So something you're going to be looking at only in your marketing is what at the end of the 12 or end of 18 months do you want to have achieved within your marketing department. So brand recognition across our territories might be a really good goal. Well, what we're going to do is that's a high level objective is we're also going to take and drop down to what we call KPIs, which are key performance indicators. Now we want to drill down and track those little indicators that can show us whether we are on track to hit that goal. So you're going to use some quantitative and qualitative information to define those key performance indicators. And essentially the way I describe key performance indicators is just if you're on a track to a journey or you want to go somewhere, then I would suggest that what you do is you have a vision, you have a map. It's just the same thing as you're going on a vacation. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go and look at your gauges on your car. So if you're taking a road trip, you're going to a destination, you're going to use your gauges on your dashboard of your car to determine how much gas you have, how much you need, when you need to fill up, how long it's going to take you to get there. If you need to do any other things that are going to be resources that help you to get from your point A destination to point B destination. And that's exactly what key performance indicators do. They create a dashboard to show you whether you are on track to meet your annual goals or not. So be clear on those. The book covers that in more detail. If you want some more insights on the difference between leading indicators and lagging indicators, that we go over that as well. The next thing we look at is the processes. So we talk about workflow processes. And what we're trying to accomplish in there is what is the workflow standard operating procedures for this department. So not the individual job descriptions. You might have to break out and do consistent or do standardized operating procedures for each area of your organization or even for specific job tasks. This is for the department as a whole. A good step one is vision cast, build out our marketing game plan. Step two is distribute tasks and delegate activities that are required to team members. Okay, step three is maybe meet on a regular basis to go over said status and results or checkpoints so that you can make sure there are no bottlenecks in the workflow process. So you're going to list everything out. If there's anything like a budget, talk to accounting to get budget approvals, things of that nature. So you want a high level. And then as you see consistency in different topics, you're going to start building out standard operating procedures in all those other areas as well. The next thing we're looking at is technological systems. What you're doing is you're saying, what are the technologies that need to be purchased or rented or used in order for this department to run at the capacity in which we need to be successful. So for marketing, you might have maybe Adobe Studio or Creative. You might have different types of things that you need for graphic design and content creation. You might need social media platforms. So what are the technologies? Do you need computers? Do you need phones? Do you need, whatever you need to help you be successful in the technology space of this department, okay? You're gonna do that for all of them. The next thing we look at is required reports. If you're in leadership or management and you wanted to report on your marketing, what reports are you gonna look at? What's the information you need to see in order to make quick, accurate decisions for your marketing department or any department you're writing this for? You're gonna list those reports out. The next thing we look at is administrative needs. What are some of the administrative supporting needs that you have? Is it filing? Is it record keeping? Is it printing those reports? Just list out what you can think of, okay? That's gonna help you create your administrative job descriptions as well, and also support needs. You're gonna do the same thing for your accounting needs. This is gonna help you develop out your accounting job descriptions, and it's gonna help make sure that even though your administrative and your accounting team members may not necessarily always be working in this department, they may have some tasks and responsibilities directly associated with this department, okay? You're gonna be looking at responsible parties. When we say responsible parties, what we're looking at is the different individuals that are on this team that are going to help ensure that all of these things in this department are being met. So whatever the KPIs are, whatever the reports are, the needs are, all of those things are being moved forward. So it could include your content creator, it could be a social media manager, it could be, it could be your public relations. So it could be numerous amounts of people. And if you're having lead generators, maybe everybody is a part of that. Everybody in the entire company is a lead generator. So maybe you have lead generators listed and you make sure that in their job descriptions, lead generation is something that's included as well. So there's so many things you can do with that information. This is helping us build it out. The next area you're going to be looking at is assets. So in this case, what are the assets that the company will own and possibly depreciate over time, if not one time? So that's an accounting thing you need to know, but it's assigned assets specific to that department. So for example, if you buy computers, you're going to want to make sure that certain computers are assigned to this department, and you want to make sure that information is being tracked. Or let's suggest maybe for marketing, you want to wrap a vehicle, and that's your advertisement. Now this vehicle is an asset assigned to the marketing department. And so that's something that you keep in mind, because that asset can also help you to understand the value of that department, as well as the expenses incurred that you have in that department too. Next, you're going to be looking at meeting frequency. When it comes to meeting frequency, this is very focused on how often is this team or individuals on this team getting together to make decisions, whether it be planning, whether it be checking in to make sure that you guys are on the same track, maybe reporting or hitting certain milestones. What are those meetings? What are the purpose of those meetings, and how often are you meeting? And then finally, we're going to be looking at budget. When it comes to the budget, you're going to be looking at many areas. The book goes into detail about this on the budget side, but where you have to get some additional insights and information from the big picture before you can come back and really dig in and say what your marketing budget looks like. So there's other areas of your business planning when it comes to financial projections and forecasting that you need to complete in order to get your budget for your marketing department, your sales department, or whatever department that you're creating. The book goes into more detail about that, but you'll also learn about it in future videos. So that's essentially what you're doing with your operational planning. And in the process of that, again, each page in the chapter goes over exactly what I just said. I gave you in a nutshell. But what happens is, as a business owner or manager or an entrepreneur, whatever you're calling yourself, when you get those operational plans in, you then get to switch hats. So instead of wearing all the hats at one time, figuring out what you're going to do, you can block off time to focus on just one department and bring people together to move the needle forward for that specific area. So it really helps to expand things in your business, but it also helps you to isolate as well one area that can get your full attention and your full focus. So consider that. That way, when you put these plans together, you can pull them out, you can extract them, and you can meet with just the people relevant to that department to talk about those initiatives and get them moving forward. So that is your operational planning insights. Remember, go to the website, successbydesign.biz, to pull your free worksheet so that you can start building out your operational plans. Again, the best way to really get familiar with it and build out your plans is to purchase your copy of Success by Design, your comprehensive planning guide for all types of enterprises, as well as the companion workbook. That is going to be the most ideal way for you to get the insights and informations in detail. But again, if you don't want to do that, you can always download the free worksheets and use that to your advantage. Stay tuned for additional videos and additional free resources, and check us out on successbydesign.biz to get additional information how you can grow your organization. Thank you so much and have a great day.